Okay, so this is going to be a building that talks a building. I'm looking at a building. This is going to be a discussion of Amazon and Tacoma and what would make the best fit. Where would they go in Tacoma? Make sure you join our description. Dang. It's because I had a cup of coffee and not two today. Make sure you join our Discord, which is going to be down in the description box below. And it's already like 5:30, so it's not like I'm sleepy. Hold on. I think I have somebody coming. Hold on. Okay, never mind. Let me focus. So if Amazon's coming to Tacoma, where would they go? Now, if you look at Tacoma skyline, it looks like they have plenty of options. And there's a lot of different places they can go to, and blah, 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 blah. But that's just not true. Not true at all. In fact, there was a government contract that took over one of our large buildings downtown, right? So the U.S. General Services Administration, or GSA, relocated its Northwest Arctic Regional Headquarters from Auburn, Washington, where it has been for 50 years, to downtown Tacoma, Washington. And so they're going to bring 320 jobs to downtown Tacoma in the summer of 2021. Now, this is a press release from the city of Tacoma, from their website, and it was back in February of 2020, right? So we know about that. It's the Columbia Bank Center, and these are high-paying jobs, right? This is the Columbia Bank Center building in downtown. That building's taken. That would have fit Amazon's needs. It's a really nice modern building. Amazon supposedly is looking for 100,000 up to 100,000 square feet of office space. Now you can get there in Tacoma with the available buildings left. You can get there with 100,000 square feet, but it's going to be in dribs and drabs, and it's going to be all over the place because some places have 12,000 square feet, some have 6,000 square feet. It's all over the place. And so going to loopnet.com, LoopNet, you're going to find a lot of commercial properties and stuff like that. If you go there, it's pretty obvious where you would be able to get that 100,000 square feet and you wouldn't have to split people up all over the place, right? Now, keep in mind, the Amazon thing is not just something that is rumor. You know, I did a video saying like, oh, there's rumor that Amazon's coming and they're looking for 100,000 square feet. It's not just that, it's been mentioned a lot. It's been mentioned a lot. And not only has it been mentioned by the news a little bit, it was mentioned by a blogger who's in the real estate market. They've listed recently in the Puget Sound Business Journal. They did a piece just the other day talking about Amazon and Microsoft, but Amazon specifically, and that it is looking for 100,000 square feet, that it has already been working with two real estate companies, real estate firms to make the deal happen. Now that's not rumor. That is, I mean, it is what it is, right? Keep in mind too that the mayor of Tacoma, apparently it's enough noise to where the mayor of Tacoma had to get involved prior to this article by the Puget Sound Business Journal, and was talking about something completely opposite of Amazon, and mentioned in there a little blurb to Amazon saying that we're willing to work with you any step of the way, kind of. Those aren't the exact words, but basically mentioning Amazon by name and saying, hey, we see you. You know what I mean? So now Amazon is probably wanting to spread itself over the region a little bit. And I said this makes better sense than splitting it up into so many different chunks and putting it all over the country. It just doesn't make. It's different when we're talking about their distribution centers and stuff like that. That's different. But when we're talking about offices, yeah, you have some key locations where that makes good sense because you want to kind of tap the talent in these different areas: New York City, Philadelphia, Nashville, Austin, Texas, all over the place. There's plenty of places, right? So you definitely want to do that. DC, especially. DC has the biggest GDP of any other city in the country. So it makes sense that you would want to go where, and it's also the power center of the country. Tons of tech folks are needed there. So you have a lot of pool to pull from, right? A lot of pool of people to pull from. That makes sense. But when we're talking about regionally, putting everything right in Seattle is a disaster move. It's just not something that you should do, not in this day and age. This isn't 1960, where you put just one headquarters in one place and you just dominate. It doesn't work that way. It's better to kind of break that up across an area because people, as I did a video talking, people from Olympia right now is having home prices shoot through the roof, and folks are actually seeing homes being sold quick. It's one of the 4 markets here where homes are selling faster than they are nationally, right? Seattle being one of them, Tacoma being the other, Bremerton, and Olympia. Olympia is far away from Seattle, but it's not super far from Tacoma. It's 30 miles, 31, 32 miles from Tacoma. And it is the government seat of Washington State. You still have some tech folks there. You have some tech folks here. We have JBLM, which is right here. So for Amazon, this Tacoma makes a lot of sense. That's why Microsoft chose Lakewood, because it's getting close to JBLM. More than likely, if Amazon wanted a presence, they would choose Tacoma as well. It just makes practical sense. And the fact that Tacoma is investing in its light rail system, the video I did talking about the neighborhoods of Tacoma make good sense right now because you kind of have a better perspective. But pushing that line up through the stadium district all the way into Hilltop hits a lot of good points, a lot of businesses. You got to understand, a lot of places have nothing in them. Tacoma has a lot of shops to fill, downtown especially. There's a lot of vacant places that have been vacant for a long time. And a lot of those places can easily be filled if you had a big heavy hitter. Keep in mind, in that video, I was talking about how a Portland company wanted to put their business, one of their chains, here. Killer Burgers, they want to put it in Hilltop if they can. But getting to the building that makes the most practical sense, you would think it would be along Pacific Avenue. In that video, I talked about all of the empty parking lots that are there. There's also a lot of empty parking lots over in the Dome District, but that would require a very big, long-term, big, huge commitment. And Amazon just doesn't work that way. What it first does is what it has done in Bellevue is they find a building that they really and truly kind of like, and then they go in and they live in that building. And then when things look really, really good, then they start to work and try to get other buildings that are available to get some square footage. Then when that looks really good and things are working, then that's when they work with developers like Vulcan and say, build me something. And so then, of course, Vulcan builds and then Amazon moves in and it keeps going from there. That's kind of what they've done in Seattle. And that's what they did in Bellevue, or what they're doing in Bellevue. Here in Tacoma, there's one building that makes good sense. The Columbia Bank building doesn't make sense right now. That's already being taken up. It could be. There could be some square footage in there, obviously. I don't know if there's 100,000 square feet. We're talking a lot of space. There could be some square footage in there, but I don't think it would necessarily suit Amazon's needs now, since a government contractor's there and they're going to be there for a long time. We're talking 300 and something jobs that are going to be here for a long time. But there is a building that I had mentioned a while ago, the State Farm building, the old State Farm building is available. It's at 909 A Street. Now, the building that the GSA is taking over is also on A Street. It's at 1301 A Street. This portion of downtown is often the part that pretty much no one really kind of goes to, unless you're going there to go work. That's the section of downtown that's kind of like, no one really goes there. You don't see a lot of people walking around because it's strictly business. It is a businessy area, right? That street is known for just businessy. But there are certain things that have been changing over time. When you look at that particular area, there's been a few things changing. State Farm moved out of there, right? It was a really big issue when State Farm moved out, and a lot of people were upset. But they moved, and now, let me see if I can find it. Hold on. See, Multicare's right there. There's a few places to eat. But what really makes sense about the State Farm building is it has 150,000 square feet available. Now that's more than what Amazon's needing. I'm sure there may be something in there. I don't know. It could be the whole building's vacant. I don't know. I know that State Farm took control of a lot of that. They've moved out not that long ago. And this particular area I'm talking about is really and truly a few feet away from our mini entertainment district. And I call it entertainment district because this is where all of the little bars and little places are to eat and different things like that. Very attractive for people like Amazon because, again, Amazon likes for its folks to get out of the building and go eat and go places, venture off. This is right there. Right there. Now, this is all speculation, folks. I don't know. I'm not someone who gets paid to do all this. I don't know. But just connecting dots, this makes sense. Keep in mind, that building is on A and 9th Street in downtown, South 9th Street in downtown Tacoma. 2 blocks away is the light rail line. 2 blocks away. And we know that Jeff Bezos is so big about light rail systems, light rail connections, all of that. Now, this is all highly speculative. It's speculating that they're coming to Tacoma. It's speculating that this is the building that they choose. It's all speculation. But given all of the different dots that have presented itself, and I had mentioned before, I heard about this a bit before, when someone had said it and it slipped out somewhere. And I'm like, that maybe they were just talking, but there's been, and I had said there's big news eventually coming into Tacoma. Talk about all these different companies, little small mom and pop places popping up and that type of thing. And there's going to be probably a much bigger token soon. And that's kind of what I was alluding to, right? But I'm not going to reveal who said it, but the fact that that building is literally sorry, I spit a little bit. That building is literally about 3 blocks away from the light rail line and a light rail station that is right there on Commerce Street. It doesn't miss me with that. I kind of see that makes a lot of sense. You have a ton of places for people to go eat. You have a little bit of an entertainment district going on there. Keep in mind that there's a few other businesses that are going in right there. Once the sickness and everything kind of moves forward, there's a lot of different places that are going to open up in that general area as far as places to eat and go. You have right up 9th Street is where the theater district and stuff like that is. So all of this is within, if you're a good walker and not like me, it takes you about 10 minutes. You can get to either the food places or up to the theater district. And let's not forget that you can hop on the light rail system and eventually you're going to go right up there and be nose to nose with McMenamins. McMenamins is a big anchor to downtown. You can't minimalize that. There are other projects going on in downtown in terms of infills, basically vacant little lots that are being built up for apartments. There's one going on right in downtown. There's a building that's there. They're going to knock it down. I think the sickness has delayed a lot of things, but they're going to build that. There is right there in Hilltop, I had mentioned Cause Development is building that. They're so against cars, and they want to have a more transit-oriented type deal. So the light rail line runs right in front of their property, right on their street. So none of this is out of the realm of possibility, because this is what Amazon likes. They like, based on what you see in Bellevue, what you see in Seattle, what you're seeing in DC, which has an amazing rail system. They want to be in a city that has good transportation, right? There are a few exceptions to the rule, Nashville being one of them. But generally, that's what they're looking for. Now, going back to this particular site, you also have quick access, very quick access, to get on and off of the interstate. In fact, that building overlooks I-705. I-705 is basically an inner artery of the city, but you literally can get right on, off of I-5, and you get off and go over, and you're there. There's a sign that says to get onto A Street. It's right there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's easy. It's easy to get to. This particular building is right convenient in terms of just location. It's convenient for you to find if you're driving a car and you're coming from north or south. It's easy for you to get to. That system, I-705, is a good non-busy artery for the city. It has not lived up to its full capacity. Just like a lot of highways in Tacoma, a lot of them are like this, where you can be on it and it's a big, nice big highway, nice big interstate, but you don't see a lot of traffic and cluster. And so that was kind of the forward thinking in terms of Tacoma's part. Now, I-5 is a different story, but 705, you don't really see a lot of traffic. And so it's easy to get there. It's easy for people to walk to and from places to eat. There's tons of places for people to park. There's a parking garage. There's several right in that area, but also right there at Freight House Square, you have a huge 2 giant parking garages. I showed you that in that video. The light rail system takes you from there all the way up. Eventually, there will be a station that connects you all the way to Seattle that's there. So it's not hard for you to get to where you got to go. So do I think, I have to decline Noel's thing because it's gonna kill my video. Do I think that this could be the possibility? Yeah, I do. I think that this is possibly the building. If Amazon's coming, it would make sense that it would be the old State Farm building, which is at 909 A Street. The thumbnail I'm going to put on this video is the building I'm talking about. They would have to take the whole building, mostly. It is at 156,958 square feet available. It's a 4-star building. It was built in '88. That would be a building that I could see them do, as opposed to splitting it up all over the place. Do I see others coming as well? Yeah. But I think this is enough to give Amazon the square footage they need and probably the option to take over the rest of the building, which allows them to expand if they needed to before they would ever consider construction of something. And they may never. If they come here, this may be it. Don't know. But looking at their tendency of what they typically do, and the fact that I had mentioned Bellevue can't go out much further. It's getting jammed. Eventually, they're going to have to find another good solution. And as you go up north, it's expensive. You're not going to be paying $30 a square foot per year for a office space up there. You're going to be paying much more than that. But down here, you're seeing $22, $30 a square foot per year. You're seeing that, right? But anyhow, let me know what you think. There are some people who do not want this to happen, but I see this happening. I also see that REI, there's plenty of options for REI. There's plenty of, I mean, if you're looking at loopnet.com, just looking at downtown, there are tons of places for REI. Even on Pacific Avenue, there's a space that offers 30,000 square feet. There's tons of places. The Financial Center. First, I thought maybe the Financial Center would be what they would choose. It's a very nice building on Broadway. It has about 33,000 square feet available. But that would be something more for like Microsoft putting a small office here, or REI wanted to put something here because they're looking at the South Sound as a place for them to put in a regional headquarters. They're wanting to have regional headquarters all over the place. They've already got one in Seattle. They're probably going to put one in Bellevue somewhere instead of having their main headquarters there. And they're looking for this area too, probably Tacoma, to put their other regional headquarters. They're wanting to split it up all over the place because they know people live in different parts of the area. Not everybody lives up there or wants to travel up there. So the momentum is shifting more down here, and the city offers incentives for them to do so. It pays you. It pays those companies to bring their employees here. So it makes a lot of sense. Tell me what you think. Make sure you join the description box below. The question is going to be, will the prices of houses go up? Absolutely. Once news drops, prices are going to go up overnight, literally. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, I will see you. Take care.